It was just our voices.
You have it in a duct tape holder now.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to stand
It's
anymore.
less jank,
It's less shitty.
but also pretty
Equally
much
as,
jank.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're still the fourth rate.
That was the best stand I could come up with.
I mean, it's effective.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
It works,
Simple.
Effective on a budget. What more could you ask for?
and it probably sounds better too.
Well, we'll find out eventually
So-
whether that statement is true.
This is a week later now, and we're doing our second podcast together.
Second episode. We were all supposed to bring topics to talk about, but I'm sure we'll.
I feel like we could just come up with them on the spot.
Honestly, we
We will.
probably can.
We definitely will.
We're good at
If
winging
not,
things.
that's just unfortunate, and I don't think we are qualified to make a podcast.
That's true. True. Our qualifications depend on us being able to wing an entire episode.
Improvisation. You know, yes and, never no but.
Yes, and
No but.
no but.
Yes and.
No but.
No. Yes. But.
You know what Scott said to me today? Scott's Sam and I's boss at work.
Oh.
And so we work in the kitchen, and if you have like hot stuff or sharp stuff, you want to yell like behind so you don't end up burning someone or cutting someone.
Like, I got some
And
hot
so,
stuff.
yeah, so I had a pot of like boiling hot water.
Hot stuff.
And you also can yell out a name to get the attention of the person. So our boss is Scott, and I was like, Scott, hot behind, and he turns to me and he's like, ooh, I never knew I got a hot behind. Thanks for the compliment,
Oh my
Nurein.
god.
And me and like Mikhail and Megan were just like, fucking hell, man.
I mean, like, as soon as you say that, that was the very first thing I thought of, too.
He's like, oh, I never knew I had a hot behind. And I
Hot
was-
stuff!
Yeah, it was so funny
That's
at the time.
I mean,
that's a pretty easy...
I feel like it's funny now, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah, and like I didn't want to laugh.
Is it
And
funny?
I think it's hilarious.
Did we fake that laugh?
I didn't want to give it to him and laugh. Like I didn't want to give in, but
Did you
I
laugh?
had to.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously it's me.
Have more self-control.
Do you say sharp if you're behind them? Could you have said, like, Scott, sharp behind?
Fucking, I don't know about saying someone's name, because if you say someone's name, they might be like, hello, you know, or like turn
Well,
around.
no,
like,
we're
"Fuck."
all like, if you're working in the kitchen, you know you're not going to turn around. You're just going to stay still and let them do what they want.
Or just, like, scream.
I always
Ah!
just freeze up
Yeah,
whenever
'cause if
someone
something
says my
hot-
name. I just freeze up.
Because if you say hot behind and there's 4 people in the kitchen, they don't know which area you're coming from. But I said Scott because I was going past him.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Scott.
Hot behind.
But also, if you're like, if someone says, hey, Colin, hot behind, you're like, yeah, what? Then you shouldn't be working in the kitchen.
You should just
Well,
freeze
I never
up.
worked in a kitchen. The only kitchen I've worked in was like a 1-person kitchen.
Is that HFL?
Yeah.
Working in kitchens is so freaking difficult. Like, I'd say kitchen jobs are one of the
Hardest,
worst
for sure.
jobs.
I mean,
like
I've
when
worked
you're
in...
under pressure, like for like a whole restaurant
during a
Yeah.
when
rush.
it's a rush. Oh my god.
Oh my god, the rushes at our place, I literally just panic the fuck out, and then
Scary.
I drop like 5 hot dogs every single
Because
time.
the thing is, like, especially like...
I forget. No, I'm not kidding. Like, I legitimately just panic, and my mind gets
I'm
so
just laughing
flustered.
because without context, like they don't know where you work. You're dropping hot dogs.
I just throw them out of my pockets,
Keep
you
a dozen
know?
hot dogs in your
It's
back
like
pocket at all
Sonic
times.
the Hedgehog. I pull them out of my ass.
Yeah,
It's
the worst
wild.
is though is when you're working where you can see. So we work in like an open concept kitchen. It's pretty much just like a hot dog stand in a garage. And so if you're on one side, you can see like the line building up, and you get so anxious. So today I like could see like people just like forming into the line, and I was just like, fuck.
I hate how they like stare at you as
Yeah.
well as
You
you're
have to
making
ignore
the
them.
food.
You have to start, like,
Yeah, but
warm them
sometimes
up.
they literally try to interact with you as you
Yeah.
make
I
it.
hate that.
So like I drop a hot dog and they're like, "Oh, is this your first time?" I'm like, "Martha, who the fuck like asked
Fucking
you
Martha.
to speak up?"
Yeah. Or
Okay,
then, like, or
just
you're
shut the
doing-
fuck up.
You're doing something, you do something, be like, is that one mine? Be like,
I'll say it's yours.
Yeah, I know.
When I call out your number.
I worked at a tavern last year.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
People are so impatient. That's why I hate like the idea of open concept kitchens, because people get even more impatient because they see food going on, happening, being like made, but they're not getting their food.
Mhm.
So they just get even more impatient. Whereas in a restaurant, you have time to sit down, you can chat, you'll
And the
forget
thing
about
is
it.
that they don't have to go and pick it up at like a proper restaurant.
Yeah.
So they never have to be like, do I have to go in now or
Yeah.
now? They just sit down, they just forget about the food they ordered and wait
Yeah.
for it to show up.
And so they just get
Yeah.
so impatient, and they're staring at you like, is that one mine? And I'm
I
like,
think there are still people that get really impatient at restaurants.
oh yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I've seen Kathy stand up and be like, where the fuck is my food? To a
It's
waiter.
always Kathy's.
Yeah.
It's
No,
always
the
fucking
weirdest- the
Catherine's,
weirdest part for me-
Karen's.
Sometimes, like, the weirdest part for me is, like, when, so someone, let's say they ordered a taco,
Mhm.
and I'm making a hot dog, and they'll ask if that was mine. It's like, does it look like it's yours? Did you order a hot dog? Like, come on. Like, I asked them, what did you order? And they're like, oh, I ordered a carnita taco. This is a hot dog. Clearly, it's not yours.
Mhm.
But,
I mean, some people just don't know what a taco is. There have been so many times when people are like, what's a taco?
You just
Also-
gotta assume every customer.
Globalization 2019. Come on now. You've got access to the internet. There's like all sorts of cultures that are coming into you through your screens, and you don't fucking know what a taco is.
or the ones who are, like,
A taco?
or the ones, there's, like, a
You're
full...
ordering a
I
taco.
don't think that's the
Right?
problem.
Yeah, you have a full board of like chits, and like the person who just ordered it is coming around to the window. Is like, is my order ready? And I'm like, what's your order? They're like, 41. I'm like, bro, I'm on 20 right now, so no,
Bruh.
your order's not ready.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's just I just don't understand how like people just don't use common sense and look with their eyes and like evaluate the situation.
Well, they
and what's
look.
going
They
on.
just don't perceive.
They're impatient.
Oh my god.
They don't wanna.
If you've ever worked in any sort of service industry, you know that the general public is retarded.
Oh, 100%.
We can't use that word.
Oh, shouldn't use retarded. Yeah, I
Can't
thought
use
it
that
was
word.
Sorry.
stupid.
Idiotic.
Idiots.
Brainless.
Yeah.
And it's like, the thing is, it's like, the reason I like to work in the service industry is because I really enjoy seeing how dumb people
Because
can be.
mental retardation is a disease, and then when you use it as a, like, just throwing it out there, it's pretty
Like a
much,
racial slur.
yeah, because you're pretty much insulting all of them by saying that they are bad. You know, it's like when you're like, oh, that's gay. You're like, oh, fuck. So are you saying all gay things are bad? Are the homosexuals faulty and should all burn in hell? The answer is probably we're all going to be burning in hell. But
I
like,
still remember the days where using the word retard was like completely fine.
Yeah.
oh
Like,
yeah,
when I-
people used
my
to throw out
vocabulary
racial
still
slurs
frozen
all
in
the
grade
time.
Did you know midget is now is not a racial slur?
No.
But midget is a slur
It's
now.
offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You're not
it's
allowed to say
based
midget.
off of like
Everything's
A
offensive
gnat.
in 2019.
yeah, I just don't like
2018 and
with
2017. It's been
people who
offensive for a
suffer
while.
from
Yeah,
dwarfism.
midget-
What are you supposed to say?
Yeah.
That's the thing that confuses me. Are you supposed to be a small person?
No, little,
Small
little
person, I
person.
think,
Is dwarf.
proper.
But I feel like little person would be condescending.
But like,
The funniest part is when you have like
okay,
when you have
not a horrible person.
like the N word. A lot of black people use it comfortably, but you have
Yeah.
them when they like use the hard R, and it's just like, whoa,
Yo, the hard.
buddy.
I mean, like I can't.
what is going on?
Just thinking of the word like feels nasty in
Yeah.
my mouth. I don't understand how people can throw
Like,
it around.
You
Do
know,
you think the N-word pass is a real thing?
No.
What if someone is raised in an only black community, right?
No.
And they are friends with all these black people,
No,
and
you-
they give this person permission to say it in
no,
front of them?
you can't. Listen, even me saying it, I don't even feel like I have a pass because I'm not the one who suffered.
Mm.
I'm not, African American. I don't come from slaves and stuff like that. The whole thing is African American people who come from a lineage of people who their ancestors were enslaved. So I don't even get a pass for saying it.
I agree. I completely
So-
agree. I've had friends who just say it casually, and they're like, "Oh, it's just the way I was raised. It's the friends I had."
It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not.
I mean, I guess
That's like the one thing where I'm just like, you want to go say the R word and like blah blah blah, so whatever. But like the one thing is just, and maybe because I'm biased, because I don't know, I am black. I haven't been like subjugated to that kind of racism and stuff because don't come from lineage of slaves and stuff like that. But that's just like no.
It's
you
just
don't
offensive.
get a pass.
I mean, there's other
It's
words you can
interesting
use
how
too.
polarized
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, you know.
Like that one word is like really bad in everyone's head. Like it's no in my head, but then I'll like I guess the R word's still in my vocabulary, obviously, and I'm still offending a big group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
You just have to censor yourself 24/7. Instead of the
Yeah.
N word, how about my dude or bruh or my shizzle McDizzle for
Or
I
some,
wouldn't say it in the first place.
or snicker, you know? Whenever I sing any song that has the N word, I replace it with snicker.
Snicker?
Yeah, you know?
Snicker. That's 2 syllables. That works.
Exactly. And Snickers are delightful. Unfortunately, if you have peanut allergies,
How about like
But
liquor?
that's not my problem.
Could say liquor.
No, because
There's
liquor,
even people
liquor.
who are like, oh, I just say it in the song because like
Well,
it
yeah,
ruins the
but, like-
flow. And I'm like, doesn't matter, man. Like,
There's plenty of words that rhyme with it.
I mean, I understand. Sometimes, like, you're listening to a song, you're jamming hard, and it comes up, and you're like, yeah, let's roll with it. But
oh,
it's
I've
like-
never jammed out to a song enough to say the N word.
No, I don't listen to songs that have it in it at all.
yeah, you don't listen to a lot of rap, but
yeah, you're lying.
No, I'm not.
You are lying
No, I'm
big
not.
time.
but
Not-
it's,
not
I
to a
just think
song.
I just
Okay,
think it
but
Never
should.
to a song.
As if that makes it better.
Yeah. It should have
Let's not
that
talk
like
about that.
heaviness in your heart when you're like hearing new stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it should. It definitely should.
You mean like the other words?
Pardon?
What?
No, like the N word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have like, cause till this day you have people like being called like the hard R on the street and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like, come on,
That's
you don't
terrible.
get a pass. Yeah,
Exactly.
and just because you're gonna change it to like an A at the end or whatever doesn't make it the same. Doesn't make it the same if you're saying it in a song.
Mhm.
That went real dark and like real like.
Oh yeah, people like joke about it. Like, I've seen people do the whole thing on Snapchat where they say "ga" and then "ne," and then the thing is when it loops on Snapchat, it makes them say it, but they're not actually saying it in real life.
That stuff is. I also think that's just dumb. Like, why do you have to say
Like,
it?
what,
Just because it's edgy.
why
Yeah.
does it? Why do they want to say it so bad that they're gonna
Yeah.
go through this loophole?
Yeah,
in
like
that thing?
what? What
Why
are you
do
gonna
people
get
say
from
anything?
it?
And then they laugh. They're like, "Ha, it's so funny. I didn't say the N word, but I did at the same time."
It's like, what are you gonna get from saying it? Like, what is gonna happen to you? You're gonna say it.
They
People
get
will
a
be like,
response. That's pretty much it. They're just saying dark memes and like edgy humor so
Yeah.
that they elicit some form of.
Like, why do people
Response.
swear at all? I mean,
Yeah.
we could live without it.
Yeah, for sure we could.
But
Ah.
It's refreshing.
Well,
If I can scream "fuck" while something's like hitting me, right?
yeah, it's shown to
Yeah.
help like tolerate pain.
Exactly. It's actually scientifically proven
that's just
that if
anger outlet. Like, I feel like you could angrily say any other word.
No.
But we
They,
have to say the edgy ones.
they did.
Pomegranate.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I do know people who like when they like stub their toe, they just go on like a ramble of random words and they don't swear. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably satisfying in its own way.
Yeah.
You just need to like let something out. But the thing is, if you know a swear word, right, that's always going to be the worst thing in your head. So if
Yeah.
you do get hurt, you're going to say the worst thing in your head.
Who the hell is Charlie Gordon
When you get a text from Charlie Gordon,
Oh, it's
On-
just.
on the group chat?
I
How?
don't
Oh,
know why
Charlie
he's named
Gordon.
that. I don't know.
he named himself Charlie Gordon. So maybe
Oh.
that's like his real name. Or
Who
something.
is Charlie?
Oh my god.
We've been living with this guy for like 3 months, thinking his name's Justin. Turns out it's
His
Charlie
real
Gordon.
name's Charlie Gordon.
This is him coming out to us. Yeah, we added one of our subletters to our group chat. So his name is Justin. He lives with Noah and I, and apparently now I think his name is Charlie Gordon.
These
Yeah.
hoes don't live with us.
Yeah.
And I mean hoe in the most endearing way possible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
I am
funny because
offended by that term.
Noah and
I
I live
prefer
together, and then
pickaxe
Sam and Colin live
Or
together.
hammer. Any
Pickaxe.
other gardening tool other than the hoe? Thank you very much.
Okay,
Spade.
You're a hammer.
Why hammer?
You're a hammer hoe.
What makes me? Excuse me?
You're a
Offensive.
hammer hoe. Like a hammer, bro. You get the joke?
Yes, I got it, but that doesn't make it any more acceptable
Why not?
because you still use the H
I'm sorry.
You know what I saw on
Hammer.
my way to work
H
this
word.
morning?
Mhm.
So, you know when you're walking to Tavern, you pass all the embassies and stuff.
Yep.
So I'm passing the US embassy,
Yeah.
and there's like a mom and her children just like sitting on like one of like the little stones they have to like plant like a plant or something. And she's like, they're playing with slime and stuff. So the security guard comes up to her and he's like, ma'am, like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And she's like, why? What am I doing wrong? And he's like, well, this is the U.S. Embassy. You can't just, like, sit here, like, leisurely. And she's like, well, this is public property. And she's like, and he's like, no. U.S. Embassy.
Yeah.
You have to leave. And she's like, this is ridiculous. And I was like, lady, come on.
There's like a million parks.
There's literally a park 2 minutes away where I was walking towards, because where I work, there's a park.
Oof.
Could have just went to the park, but she decides to sit on the side of the U.S. Embassy.
I mean, some people just feel like entitled, and they also think that they're right all the time.
Yeah, like, did you just want to pick a fight?
Moms.
I watched this video.
It's all
Karen.
moms.
There was a lady. So
Sorry,
she was
your name's Karen.
She was in a car. She was getting a
Or
ticket.
Deborah. Or Kathy.
Um.
Or Catherine.
I like the
So I saw this video.
You go ahead.
I saw this video. It was on viral or something, and it was this lady. She was in a car. And she was getting a ticket from a police officer. This is his cam, and he's like, "You have to sign here. It's going to be an $80 fine." And she's like, "No, I'm not going to sign there, right?"
Oof.
And then I was watching this video. I was like, "What the fuck? What is happening?" And he's like, "You're going to have to sign it." And the thing is, like, you can sign it, and like, you don't even have to pay it necessarily. You can still take it to court. You're not admitting guilt by signing that. But this lady refused to sign it. And then what happens is he puts her under arrest. He's like, "I'm going to arrest you now. I want you to step out of the car." She's like, "No, I'm not being arrested." And he's like, "Yes, you are being arrested. Take a step out of the car." And then she rolls up her window, locks the door. He's trying to open the door. And then she drives away. Right? And it ends up becoming a felony offense instead of an $80 ticket.
Yeah.
He pulls out his gun and then he gets her out of the car and then he tasers her on the ground because she's trying to kick him while she's on the ground, like trying to kick his balls.
Jesus.
It's the craziest shit. And then she was like, "You didn't have to tase me." And he was like, "But you kicked me." And she's like, "Well, that's just because I'm a hick lady." Like, I'm a country gal. She said, "I'm a country gal."
And I'm a city boy? Okay.
There are just some people, right? Like,
That's
they
crazy.
think that they are above everything. Like,
Yeah.
they're entitled.
Well, it's like those kind of videos you see of like some like white lady being like openly racist and someone's taking a video of her and like no one touches her and she's like, "I'm calling the cops!" And it's like no one was even near you and she's like, "He just kicked me! He just kicked me!" And it's just like, they just do that because they just, I don't know.
I know my rights.
I watch those
Bitch,
videos and I'm like,
please.
what is going through your mind as you're doing this? You look like a complete fool.
Oof.
Probably watch one video on YouTube about your rights. They think they know everything. I mean, we don't know everything.
What are rights? You know, what are lefts? What are up and downs? What are
Those are directions.
anything?
So, what is anything?
Everything is just a figment. And the fun thing about rights is that they're purely societally based. They don't actually have any truth or hold to them. It's just an expectation that we assume should be present. But as soon as you take away society, rights are meaningless. You know, you have the right to water. I mean, check out other countries. They don't have the right to water. Rights don't actually matter. They're just nonsense that people make up
I
to
wouldn't
make
say they're
themselves feel better.
nonsense.
I think
It's
rights
just
are
a
necessary.
dream that people want, you know?
Well,
The things that they expect that they all deserve. But the thing is that at the end of the day, if you get rid of the society, they don't have anything.
I feel like even without a society, though, humans have fundamentally, we have rights in our head. Like, things that we think that everybody, including ourselves, should have.
But
Like the right to live.
But you don't know that. That could just be society telling you that
Humans
that's a thing.
instinctually don't want to kill other people. Otherwise, we'd all be killing each other.
Well, no, it's not that you want to kill other people. We just don't.
You feel guilty if you kill someone.
Yeah, but why do you think that is? It's because you're constantly ingrained that it's bad.
No, but it's
But
also
then you
good
see
for
child
us.
soldiers, and they kill people all the time, and they're pretty much built up as war machines. And then it's not until after they're taken out of that situation, and they're constantly reaffirmed that what they did was wrong, and what they were doing was wrong, do they actually start feeling guilt for it.
But the society is built the way it is because of human nature. Like society wouldn't exist if we weren't the same.
You see, you say that, but it could also be that it was built to prevent human nature. There's a lot of philosophers that believe that everything that you are like in is just to a like way of controlling yourself so that you don't let out who you truly are and cause damage to the society.
So you think we are all raised in a certain way to go against our natural instincts,
Yeah.
so that our society doesn't crumble.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily to preserve humans. Like humans as a species would be fine without the society then?
Well,
By that logic.
according to some philosophers, yeah, they're saying that without the people like holding up the societal rules, society falls apart and it just becomes chaos. And from there, it's just the idea that the strong survive and the weak die off.
My
Right?
favorite drink.
So to them, society is a way to.
Just randomly talking about my favorite drinks.
Good drink.
Water is quite refreshing.
Because I took a
gotta
sip
say.
of water, I'm like, oh, that was good. So
Sorry,
I went
I
back
just
for
need to
another
be-
one.
I'm just wondering, by the way, why does this mermaid have two tails?
I haven't at Starbucks, man.
Like, it honestly looks like a weird bok choy. Is that the
A bok choy tail.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does look like one.
Oh, we're not sponsored.
no, I just used to work there, and I just have so many things.
Sorry.
So. Yeah. And I also wanted to put like this on, so it wouldn't like. I'd be less inclined to like
Spill it.
Sorry, we were having a deep philosophical conversation.
Maybe it's too
It
far
just
from
needed
this.
to be a little light.
Yeah.
lighter.
Maybe
So-
it's too far.
No, I thought it was
fun.
very interesting. So, you were saying that society isn't necessary, right?
Well, according to those philosophers,
Yeah.
this is not
Obviously,
necessarily
it's
my
not
opinion.
necessary.
Do you agree?
Well.
That's a different story.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think society is necessary for humans thriving?
See, the thing is, it's
Yeah.
like I don't know if I agree or not because I don't think about these stuff. I don't like to think about these stuff. I honestly don't.
Really?
Think about these stuff.
You don't
Yeah.
feel a constant sense of existential.
No,
Existential dread.
I can suppress that
Thank
shit like
you.
crazy, man.
You're
As soon as
welcome.
like a depressing thought comes up, I'm like
That's really good.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I'm
wish.
jealous.
Yeah.
really bad. But
As
I
soon as I
constantly
start
question
thinking
my
like
existence.
sad thoughts, it's like a depressing
Yeah.
spiral.
no, as
Yeah.
soon as like someone be like, "Oh, we're on a simulation," I'm like, "Wait, are we?" And I'm like, "No."
That's not even.
And I
That's
just
like
go on with living.
not
my
that
life.
that's
depressing.
scratching the surface of existentialism. Like
Yeah, I know, but
we're
that was
in a
an
matrix.
example.
It is such a basic one too. Like, do people really think that we're in a simulation?
I mean, it's possible. That's the part that trips me out. Usually, when I think about that, it's like there's all these different possibilities. So it's kind of scary
Yeah.
that like this isn't the only possibility. The reality that we know is not the only possibility.
I feel like it's kind of the stretch, you know? Like, to say that there's a government conspiracy, like, yeah, I'll agree to that. Moon landing was fake, 9/11 was done by Bush, sure. Like, I'll agree with all of that
9/11
shit.
was done by
Amen.
Bush.
Yeah.
Every
But
time I
to-
see 9/11 on my foot, I'm like, Bush did it.
Bush definitely. But, like, to say that we're all in a simulation, I feel like that's just kind of way too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
one of my favorite books, actually.
We may as well be, though. For
Uh,
all we know.
But the thing is, it wouldn't matter. If we were in a
It doesn't
simulation and nothing changed, if everything stayed exactly how it is in our universe, we would never be able to tell, and it would just be our universe, and that's life.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
just
doesn't
kind of fun
matter.
to think about as a philosophical question.
Like a what if.
There's actually a book, like one of my favorite books. It's called Only Forward, and it was written in like the 70s or 80s, like before like us living in a simulation really came to surface of be like regular day people talking about it, and it's like set in like different neighborhoods and stuff. And a few of these neighborhoods are actual just like simulations where it's all enclosed and stuff, but they have like rain and stuff, and it's all just like simulations. Nothing.
It's like the
real.
Truman Show.
I was gonna say that. It's exactly
I
like the Truman
love that
Show.
movie, and it's like
It's
one of Jim
fantastic.
Carrey's only few movies where his acting chops are really like good. You
Truman
know, because
Show.
he's good, but then there's so many of them. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I love it, though.
I
And
I love
that
it
one's
when
a
he
really
goes
good one.
completely crazy, too.
I can't. I think it's too much for me. My
I start
brain
to
just
cringe
goes, like,
if he
corrupt,
if he
yeah.
goes like too over the top. I
You guys
start
ever seen
cringing.
A Cable Guy?
No.
hilarious.
Isn't that his own whole
It's
thing
a
though?
cult
Jim
classic.
Carrey like going over the top.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
like, yeah, like, and I
Like-
know people who really like that about him, but I just can't stand it. As soon as he starts like twitching his eye, I'm like, yeah, this is turning.
Or like his lip twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it goes a little too far.
But also, like, it's quite impressive that a person can act like that. Like, there aren't many actors that can really act that over the top.
But is it acting though?
I think it is. I don't think Jim Carrey's naturally always like that. Is he
Have
married?
you seen his
Is
Twitter?
Jim Carrey married?
The man owns an art studio now and paints like huge, beautiful paintings. He's
I'm
like
sure he's an
a
old
But
man.
I
very
don't
down to
like.
earth
But why
person.
would he want to be known as that person though?
Maybe he's
He
just really
doesn't.
good at acting
It's
that way.
just, yeah.
I think it was just
He did it once, and then the
stuck.
director was
Yeah.
like, "I want you because you did this," and then snowball.
Yeah,
It's like
That's
Megan Mullally, if you know her.
Mm.
She plays the aunt, in
Like Bug or like my mom's sister.
your mom's sister
Okay.
in what's that TV show? Bob's Burgers.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's Gail.
She's Gail. She
Mhm.
plays a lot of different characters, but one of her biggest complaints is that she was in one show, I think it was Grace and Frankie, where she had like a really
Yeah.
nasally voice. And now, ever since then, she's been typecasted to do that one voice, even though she knows that she can do a wide range of voices.
What's her cat's name?
Gail's cats?
Yeah, well, one of them is
Oh my god, I don't know.
the one who they wanted to make become.
With the cat commercial?
Yeah, fuck. This is gonna. I have to look it up.
Oh, let's look it up.
Oh, let's look it up.
I know.
We have a computer right here.
The only thing I remember for the animals' names is the king, which was the gay raccoon, right? King? Was the gay raccoon?
King?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was something else.
You misspelled Gail's big time.
But it's fine.
Listen.
It still came up.
John
Mr.
Pod Van
Business!
Dam.
Mr.
Oh.
Mr.
Business.
Business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that
And
cat.
Apparently, Jean-Paul Van Damme.
Pink
Pink
eye.
eye.
The guy in Mr. Business.
That show is so
Yeah,
good.
that
That
episode
was
was called
fantastic.
Mr. Business's Business.
Yeah,
I remember,
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
memorized
yeah.
all those.
That's a really good episode.
I fucking love it.
That's when they start eating the cat food, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Bob's Burgers is great.
I honestly
actually haven't
hate
been
how they
around
got
in
rid
a
of it to keep Friends. Like, Friends?
It's back now though.
No. Is
No,
Bob's Burgers?
There was a season this
Wait,
year.
did they finish it?
it? No,
No.
on Netflix.
Oh
Yeah. They couldn't keep both Netflix,
That's
Friends
bullshit.
and Bob's Burgers. So
And
like,
so they took
Bullshit.
off
Wait,
Bob's
they don't have enough
Burgers.
server space to keep both those
No,
shows?
money.
No,
No,
it's
money.
contracts. They have to pay the
Oh.
but
company.
the thing is, after that, Friends left anyway, so I was just like, what the fuck? Should definitely kept Bob's Burgers. It's actually still, continuing to
and
air and
funny
stuff.
and doesn't have a lot
Yeah.
of like
Like,
gross thinking of 1990s with
thing
Ross
is,
and
it's
his dingusness.
yeah,
Fuck
I like
Ross.
Friends, but it's, what was that? Like, 92 was when it came out. How many, like, it's done. It's been done. People have watched it so many times. Let something else, like, have a shot,
Yeah.
There aren't enough sitcoms
No, I
nowadays.
agree. I way prefer. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of a self-confessed Friends hater. I don't like it much.
Well, I
But
loved it
Bob's
until
Burgers
they...
is like 10 times better.
I loved it until they removed it for Bob's. They removed Bob's Burgers and Friends, and I was like, no.
That's where your priorities.
That's
came
where my
out.
priorities came out. I was like, yeah, fuck Friends.
I just think that Friends is overhyped, and the thing is, with Friends, there's only like 3 good characters.
Oh,
like
yeah.
out of the main
Chandler,
ones.
Phoebe, and Joey.
Yeah, all of the other ones are kind of trashy. Monica was good at the start.
Yeah,
but
and then she turned crazy.
as soon as she married Chandler, she went batshit insane. Like,
even
abusive.
before, like when, like I hated how like they made her personality just solely someone who's like obsessed with cleaning, and that's all she was.
Mm.
I've never seen Friends.
And, like Rachel
That's the thing
isn't
about
bad,
Bob's
but she's
Burgers,
not
though.
good.
Like, no character is just shallow
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
thing. They all have so many dimensions to them.
Yeah.
Like, Linda's not just the mom. She's got her, like, dreams and her aspirations and, like, and then, like, also she's, like, pretty good at certain
Yeah.
things. It depends on the episode.
Well, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say
they
that
get
the
really rich.
people in Friends are shallow either. It's just I feel like the characters that they are
They're
aren't
very
as likable.
one-dimensional.
Like they're all really shitty people that you're
Yeah.
somehow supposed to end up rooting for.
We
You know?
work with a guy named Ross, and I was like, hey, you're like Ross from Friends. And he's like, yeah, I was named after Ross.
Oof.
No, I said to him before, I'm like, you're Ross from Friends, but unfortunately, Ross is the worst character on that show. He's like, do you want to say that again? And I was like, Ross is the worst character? And he's like, I'm named after Ross. And I was like,
Oof.
Yikes.
Did he get mad at you?
Yeah.
Why
Does he
do
like
people
you
do
or
that?
does he hate you now?
I have no idea, but I don't care. It's Ross. He's
Literally
and figuratively.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, but like, if you watch the show, he's such an asshole.
He's the worst
so,
character.
like, mentally abusive, and he's constantly like putting on his own expectations upon everyone, especially his kid. Like
Yeah.
that entire episode where the kid wanted to play with a Barbie,
Yeah,
and
and
he
he
like
was like,
flips
no,
shit.
and it's just
Get
yeah.
out.
I never like, and the thing is, it's like
He has like 6 relationships.
the
like,
only
marriages.
reason I was fine with Ross and Rachel together is because I hated them both. So I'm like, you know what? They deserve each other.
You're getting so many spoilers right now.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Just-
1992. If you haven't watched it, that's not my fucking
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Like, you were like egging on me for not watching Stranger Things. Come on, that's only a few years ago. This is
Yeah.
decades ago.
Okay.
Did you finish Stranger Things?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
And how did
It's
you
like the
think?
ending.
Yeah! Oh my god, I hated.
Warning.
Warning.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Warning.
Warning.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
What did you think of the ending?
The ending, like this fireworks scene.
Beautiful, right?
Oh my
Fucking.
Eye-gasming.
Shit,
It
yeah.
was.
That was so good.
That was
Honestly,
like.
the graphics in that scene were better than most movies I see nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
so realistic.
It was
Oh,
and
so
crazy looking.
pretty. It was so
Like
pretty.
all of their budget went towards
I
that.
think so,
Yeah,
but
just
it's
that
fine.
one scene.
That
was
scene
so
was
nice.
like fantastic.
Because I mean, if you look throughout the 3rd season, there aren't many like uses of graphics.
Oh my
like
god,
that.
you know,
Like,
I
they had a
almost.
lot of
It's
clever-
interesting because the whole first season, like the Duffer Brothers were pretty famous for not using like visual effects. They
Mhm.
just did practical for
Yeah.
like the most part of it, other than the Demogorgon. But even the Demogorgon was like a costume, and then
Yeah.
they just amped it up a little bit. And then
So
by
was
the
all
end
of that
the 3rd
wall
season, it was just
shtick?
like wicked.
Where like the wall starts moving out. Was that not? Was that practical?
That was
Some of them-
practical,
some of
yeah.
them-
Really?
yeah.
It was literally like a gel that was painted the
Oh
same
my
color
God.
as the wall, and someone was just standing back there like punching it.
That's so
Yo,
sick.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's literally just
Damn.
like
Practical effects are dope, and they had Elle or Millie Bobby Brown lean back, and they put like blood in her nose, and then she went whoop, and said like action, and then did the scene, and so it
With
like
the thing
drips
start
out.
bleeding?
That wasn't like graphical at all.
Bruh. You know, that just gives me more respect for it.
Yeah.
practical effects are so.
It
The
looked
thing
because it
is,
looked
is,
really
like,
realistic. That explains why.
I don't like watching a lot of gory stuff, but there's sometimes where you see gory and it's like, this is so bad that like it doesn't do anything for me. But when she had like that bite
thing in
or
her
whatever in her leg, I couldn't watch. I was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that was way too
Yeah,
realistic.
I had to. I literally skipped that part.
Oh,
I hate
oh.
that. Have you
And
ever watched
Steve's
The
hand
Mummy?
was inside her, and I was like,
Mm.
stop.
Yeah.
Have you watched The Mummy? With the scarabs, they literally like.
They had to crawl under the skin.
It was the nastiest
Oh, that
shit,
Like-
and as a
bothers
kid,
me
that
so much.
literally killed.
Yeah.
Like, I was afraid.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I hate all bugs.
Maybe.
Just one of them.
Yeah, I watched this one movie. I forget the title of the movie, but there's a scene where like a bee gets under someone's skin, and then you just see it like crawling throughout their body,
Yeah,
and
I
then
can't
like,
do that.
it
stuff.
kills them. Like it goes to the brain or something, and it kills them, and it's just disgusting.
I think the reason I'm afraid of bugs is because when I was like 6, my older sister told me that like earwigs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she told me the myth that
Someone told me
earwigs
that
like
too.
crawl into your ears
At
and
night?
like lay their
Yeah, yeah.
eggs and then eat out your brain and you die. And like after that, like I did not know that was a myth until like a year ago or something. This whole time I've been scared of earwigs.
I mean, earwigs
Yeah.
are scary looking anyway. Like, what the fuck are those pincers on their
Why do we
butts?
call them earwigs?
yeah, exactly. That's why it's so misleading. They're called earwigs.
Yeah,
If they
like,
don't
it
actually
would
go
make
into
sense.
your ear, then
Why are they called earwigs?
I don't know.
and like that just did it for me for bugs. I was like, no.
Honestly, there are so many times where like people ask you what your favorite, like if you had a superpower, what would it be? And one of my first thoughts is always, I wish I had a magical
be an
force
earwig.
field that would push all bugs away from me unless I choose to let them within my force field. Like, I am not kidding. That is legitimately a thought I have so frequently.
What about little bugs we can't see, like little mites and shit?
Oh, did you know about the mites in your eyelashes?
No, don't tell me.
No,
Okay,
I
cool.
don't want to know either.
Okay, so now we know why earwigs are called earwigs. It's because of that myth, the old
Oh.
wives' tale that earwigs burrow into the brains of humans and lay
Wow.
their eggs there.
So what's the Latin name for them? Does it say?
Well, it's just derived from Old English
Ear
ear
and wake up. which means insect.
No, I think he means like their proper
yeah,
line
like
name.
their real name that people don't call it.
Oh, do you mean
doesn't
like
matter.
the
Yeah, like
Genus.
every
genus and
Yeah.
scientific name? Okay.
yeah, every organism has like a fancy name just for it.
In italics, the first one's capitalized, the second one is not.
Yeah, but else you're gonna lose a shit ton of points.
No.
God fucking I'm so glad I don't have to do that shit anymore.
It's,
Derma
the scientific name is
Dermatera.
Dermatera.
You learned something today.
Yeah, there you go. Dermatera, spelled with PT.
Did you
I don't
guys
have to
see?
pull it up.
No, it's
I guess
okay.
not.
Did you see the Tarzan holding the vine with his butt?
What?
No.
Oh, I've seen that. That's hilarious.
Tarzan butt.
You guys gotta see this.
Okay,
It's
we may get a
literally-
lot of not safe for work. I hope that we can blur it out. Tarzan
Yeah, I
butt.
can blur it.
We'll have an NSFW version of the video
Yeah,
too.
quick images.
Oh, speaking of Reddit.
This one, right here.
Yeah. Here, let's No, not this.
Well, that's the OG image, right? So
Okay.
look at where his hands are.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
hands
Oh
are
my
on
God.
her.
So then they drew this. Because, like, how else is he
That's
doing it?
fantastic.
I mean,
There is no other way.
why not? I mean, he's been trained by gorillas. They probably use a similar method.
I don't think they do. I don't think gorillas would
Swing
even
with their
swing
butts?
on vines.
They do in the movie.
Yeah, no. We never see them actually swing on them. We see them swing on trees.
There's something that I read that I sent to myself because it was
Really?
so funny, and I found it on
Gorillas
Reddit.
are so heavy. How the hell would they even swing on a
How
vine?
did this happen?
Monkeys
I
would.
have no clue.
Oh, I turned it around.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's recording you.
Yeah, it's just I saw
But
this.
listen,
there's the
so
other thing I should have gave being
It's on
right.
Reddit, and it's on the
long
relationship
ago?
subreddit.
Just as the
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to like skim through it, but so she says some context. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, and he's overall fantastic, very thoughtful, kind, funny, and interesting, blah blah blah. And for the most part, he's also very respectful of me. We're both raised Catholic, and he's very active in the church and an overall stand-up guy, which I admire a lot. Literally, the only problem in our relationship is his obsession with Dave & Buster's. So this girl is on Reddit, like, asking for advice, and she writes this whole thing because she's just so confused on why her boyfriend is obsessed with Dave & Buster's. So I'm reading, and I'm like, okay,
That's such a typical Reddit thing.
interesting. You know what I mean? And so I read on, and she says, like, he absolutely has to go once a week. And I had to look up what Dave & Buster's is for context. Dave & Buster's is like a arcade/restaurant in the States. And so he literally throws tantrums, and she was like, I'm not using tantrum to, like, you know, exaggerate. Literally throws tantrums where he cries, he screams.
If he can't go to Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, and I was like, this can't be serious. And she pressed him about it, and he's like, the only explanation he had was because he had his 9th birthday at Dave & Buster's, and he says it was the best day of his life, and now he's just constantly trying to create the best.
Trying to recreate it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think I know a solution. I think I can help this girl out. So if you're listening, introduce him to hard drugs. It'll be
What? Okay. What?
It'll make this guy's best day ever, right?
Yeah,
And then he'll
nothing
forget
like
about-
a good drug addiction to really get your
It'll-
gears going.
It'll actually help him. It'll save him.
Yeah, but the thing,
He will now throw
I was
tantrums when he
laughing
can't get his
so hard.
cocaine.
because she was like, I'm in love with him, but I can't stand it anymore. I can't go to Dave & Buster's one more time. Reddit, please help.
Okay,
Can you
I wonder what
imagine?
Reddit did about that.
Maybe cocaine is too far. Just take him to like a better restaurant then.
That's
But
not,
then he'll just get addicted to that.
no.
Why does he get addicted to a
You
restaurant?
can't replace an addiction with another addiction.
You would be
Everyone
a terrible
knows that.
psychologist.
But a Dave and Buster's. Every time I have a patient, I'm like,
everything.
here's some cocaine.
No, just like
He'll probably end up
Even
talking
not
about
even-
himself.
yeah.
That's what would happen.
I don't talk about myself.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
You talk about yourself or your girlfriend?
That's kind of true.
That's all I have. I have myself and my girlfriend. So obviously that's what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
Smash.
Or
Yeah,
Smash.
don't forget Smash.
Smash.
As in, like, the really shitty Broadway TV show.
No, Smash Bros. Ultimate.
As in, the really shitty Broadway TV show.
Also,
Can you imagine?
He's a big Broadway junkie. What's your favorite musical?
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That's a beautiful musical.
Smash Bros. Ultimate has some of the best sound design I've ever heard.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I used to be able to sit through it and watch you guys play. Now I can't anymore.
I can't listen to that theme anymore.
I'm
The-
just-
No, stop. I've heard it so often, and the fact that you can't change it in the
You
lobby,
can
You
change
can.
it
but you
once
have to
beat
beat World of Light. Exactly. And World of Light is so
Honestly,
fucking
fuck
monotonous.
that,
It takes so long to get through it.
48 hours.
Yeah, it's not worth it, and like, it is nowhere near as good as the Brawl theme, Fight Me. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, that theme.
I mean, you're right.
Everyone
just-
agrees that the Brawl theme
And
is
the
not
thing
good.
with the
is too
Brawl
much.
theme is that they don't play it too much, because you only really hear it in the opening, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Because when you go into the lobby, it's a different menu.
Whenever I see Smash on, like, when I'm in the kitchen, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going back to my room. I can't stand it
It's just,
anymore.
I've gotten bored of it.
Speaking of Smash, screw that new character that came out yesterday.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say smash that like button.
You should have.
Speaking of Smash,
Smash that like button, and also
we have nice visuals too. We
Yeah,
have
there's
Toucan.
that's
Toucan.
Chloe,
Why did-
that's Fatish, and that's a toucan.
Fucking
Toucan. It's not
It's
a toucan.
It's Senor
It's a toucan.
Toucan.
It's
It's
a
a-
toucan.
Toucan.
No, you shut up.
Look up the. It's toucan. I swear to Lord Jesus.
It is toucan.
Do it now. Faster.
Yeah.
It's gonna be toucan.
It's toucan.
No, I'm like 100% sure it's toucan. It's just.
If it's toucan, I will cry. Toucan.
Yeah.
Wait,
Let's-
do the
Let's play it.
Toucan.
yeah.
Oh, wait, let me do it one more time.
Toucan.
Oh!
I think you have to play it slowly, then you can actually.
Okay.
Yeah, put on slow mode.
Toucan.
Toucan.
Okay, fine.
In
Ryan's
Spanish,
nasty.
it's Toucan.
That slow mode was like real sassy.
Yeah.
Toucan.
Anyways,
You fucking idiot.
if you all like this video so far, smash that like button.
toucan button.
Also, smash that subscribe button, because we're awesome.
But aren't we also on SoundCloud? Does SoundCloud even do that? Does
SoundCloud?
SoundCloud have a
Did
subscribe?
we upload to SoundCloud?
We did not upload to SoundCloud, but both episodes will be dropping together
On SoundCloud.
on SoundCloud.
This,
I don't know.
This Sunday.
This
Oh,
Sunday.
There's a
they're
like
not
button
going to
on
be seeing the
SoundCloud.
visuals on SoundCloud.
No.
Yeah.
That's good.
Audio.
That's good. 'cause-
Honestly, I think the YouTube is our main thing.
yeah, I'm just kind of
We
concerned.
can also get on Spotify.
yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music,
I just don't want to.
Is
You
that
have to
true?
pay for
Yeah.
Apple Music, don't you?
but
You
it's
have
only
to-
like $40.
Well, Spotify
Yearly
is free.
Yeah, Spotify is free. Let's not bother with Apple Music.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
We're not
Who
gonna
really uses
pay for
Apple
people to
Music?
see us.
I do, but like, it's not great.
We're not
Yeah.
there yet.
No
We can
offense to
pay for
anyone.
it.
Well, we could reach the point in the future where we can be on Apple Music.
I mean, we
We'll
have
get there.
Yeah.
we have
YouTube
2
is
followers
fine.
on our Twitter right now, and it's me and Noah. So you're not following us.
You're not following
It's
us.
don't
because
have a
my
Twitter.
phone's Twitter is not working.
Okay.
Go on your laptop.
Okay, but like, I don't want to have to go on my laptop to go on Twitter.
Speaking of Twitter,
Fake fan.
follow us at the fourth rate.
Yeah, that's where I put all the
It's on
good
screen
tweets.
now.
We're also going to
What?
tweet about interesting things. We all have access to the Twitter account.
Are
so
we?
Are
Yeah.
we? What are we gonna tweet about?
Random thoughts.
I feel like if we just make ourselves like go on popular people's tweets and like just retweet them as well as like constantly like comment
Yeah,
on
see,
their
the
posts
thing is, it's
in
like-
hopes that people will check us out, you know?
Yeah.
I
Because
once-
right now it's only like our friends and people's girlfriends who
I'm fine
listen
with
to
that.
us.
Wow, are you referring to me? Are you referring to
No,
me?
she's referring to my girlfriend,
Your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which is
Because you
me.
have one.
Anna.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a great woman. Love her. What?
Isn't that true?
No, that's Anna with one N.
Yeah, that's
You're
Anna.
doing Anna with-
okay.
it's
two
Anna.
N's.
This is
You know what?
Anna,
I could
that's
hear the
Anna.
extra N. I just
Is
didn't
it
know
short
how
for
Jared's
Annabelle?
was spelled.
No. I really hope not. If it's short for Annabelle, I'm gonna cry.
Does Annabelle scare you?
Oh my god. Did I not tell you the story of me watching No?
Did you watch the latest Annabelle?
No.
It's fantastic.
Honestly, after the first Annabelle, I'm done. Because,
Really?
like, I watched it back in grade 10 or 11.
Mhm.
Probably 10, I think, was when it came out. So, it was me and the girl that I told you guys gave the speech about the R word. The guy that had a crush on her, and then another guy.
Wow, we're connecting back to the...
Yeah, it's a full circle. So pretty much, we go into the movie. There's 4. It was myself, her, the guy that had a crush on her, and then another guy.
Okay.
So we all
This
watched.
other guy's completely unrelated.
Yeah.
We don't
Colin's-
even like him.
No, he's a great guy. He makes a lot of there's a lot of opinions of his I don't really understand. Well, I can understand because he's really loaded.
Mhm.
So I understand why he's that conservative because if you have that much money, your goal is to keep that money and not usually spread it around to. So he's super against taxes.
Against at all?
He doesn't he's pretty much super conservative, kind of also likes Trump, but we're not going to get into that because I still don't understand how that can be a thing.
I don't think anybody should ever talk about Trump on our podcast.
Yeah,
I think
but
they should
that's
be kicked
besides
out of
the
room
point.
If Trump is brought up.
Okay, that's
Well,
besides
no,
the point.
you can have a conversation about Trump and.
No, I just don't like talking about him. I'm not saying that Trump is a bad guy.
I agree. I happen.
It's just, I've had this conversation too many times. Okay, let's talk about your Annabelle story,
Anyway,
Sam.
like I was saying, that was besides the point.
Okay, let's get on.
But point was-
really focused on the other guy. That's his general aesthetic.
Okay, so
Is he wearing
athletic-
a backpack or a messenger
My
bag?
God, guys, Annabelle, let's go.
he was really athletic. I don't think he really carried around a backpack.
Oof.
He
it's
was
too good for
relatively
backpacks.
attractive, blonde, blue-eyed.
Wow. Did he get a sports scholarship?
He did. He got
Oh
a
my
full
God.
ride sports and academic scholarship in the States, of all things, for lacrosse.
Yeah. Whoa, I was literally going to say that.
Yeah, for lacrosse, he got half of his tuition paid for his sports scholarship and then another one for his grades. So not only was he relatively attractive and smart and athletic, he was also a pretty okay guy. So it was just fuck off.
Wow.
I
This
know.
is so interesting.
But that's
How
besides
fuck-
the point.
Wait.
You
That's
have to
another
stop
episode.
distracting me.
What was the dynamic?
That's another
I
episode.
think I need it for the show.
Let's
for
just talk about Annabelle. What
Okay.
happened when you went in Annabelle?
So, if you guys haven't watched the movie, there's a whole bunch of tension build-up without it really going anywhere.
Yeah.
But me being a wuss, I'm not good with any form of tension. So, there's all of these different scenes, and every single time something was about to happen. There's this one scene...
Why?
Did you pick a scab?
Stop.
She
You're
picked
bleeding. Oh no.
You want a
Uh,
Band-Aid?
Do you want a Band-Aid? I think
Yeah.
I have a Band-Aid in here. It's just I don't want to make too much of a loud noise.
Oh, thank
your
you.
serviette.
My serviette.
That
That you blew your nose with?
no.
Oh, is this another
And
one?
it's only this part that's dirty, so just don't use that. And all I did was wipe off saliva.
Okay, what happened in Annabelle?
So there's a whole bunch.
More importantly, though, the girl that you were with, would she have preferred to be with other guy? Is that the whole dynamic?
No,
Or is
no,
it
no,
a
no, no.
triangle?
I don't think she had a thing for any of them. This woman is
Okay.
killing it, by the way. She's a model now.
Wow.
If you
She's a model.
I
she's
literally have zero interest in these
she's
people.
super attractive, super kind, wonderful woman. But that's besides the point.
Okay.
Besides, I think
okay.
there's a
I'm sorry.
catchphrase of
He
the
keeps
show.
distracting me. It's not my fault. I go on tangents really easily. So there's this a lot of scenes where nothing happens. There's this one scene where she's working on this fucking sewing machine, and they keep zooming into the sewing machine and then to the doll, and then her doing the sewing machine
Oh,
and
I
the
remember
doll.
that scene. I love
Yeah, and it's pretty much supposed to make you think that something's gonna go wrong with the sewing machine because of the doll.
it. But nothing happens.
Nothing really happens. But throughout this process, I'm a really big wuss. So I start panicking in the movie theater. I'm like, oh my God, oh my Jesus, Lord help me. God, someone hold my hand, hold my... I'm serious. The people behind me and in the audience started laughing because I would be screaming when nothing was happening on screen. And at one point, the guy who had a crush on the girl wanted to sit next to her because I was sitting next to her.
Mm.
So he asked if we could switch after I went to the bathroom.
That is so weird.
And I was like, okay, but on the condition that he allows me to hold his hand when something bad would happen because God knows I would scream. And then the worst part is that other people started like making fun of me as I was doing it, so they would start doing it with me. So I'd be like, oh my God, oh Jesus, and the person would be like, Lord, save him. And it's like, I felt so ashamed, but also like such a great sense of solidarity. You know, like everyone was there. They were all praying for my safety.
They were supporting you. Sarah.
They were supporting me.
That's why I love like watching a movie in the theater. Like, I don't do it as much as I'd like to, just because, like, I don't want to spend that much money on watching a movie when I can watch it on Netflix, like, 2 months later.
Sometimes you get some audience interaction.
But the thing is, it's, like, when there's, like, scary parts or funny parts, like, you just, like, do everything simultaneously as a group. Like, all these strangers, like, reacting to the same... I don't know, I think
it's
even...
a rare case of beautiful human harmony.
Yeah, I know. And it's, like, imagine being, like, a director or a producer and, like, this being your baby and having people, like... laugh harmoniously together, and I don't know, I just think it's so cool.
I think it's fantastic that some of the greatest moments we have as human beings is when we're all together doing the exact same thing. Like people go to a concert to all like scream
Sing
and
together.
love the same song and sing together.
Waving the flashlight all together, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
When we saw Billie Eilish in Toronto, Sam, Noah, and I went to see Billie Eilish in Toronto, and there was a part where she said, like, Colin is supposed to come, but, you know, whatever.
This was supposed to be the crew at the Billie Eilish concert.
Yeah, but there was a point where she says, like, I want you to, you know, put your, like, stand down and have your, like, flashlight up or something, and...
Stand down?
Stand down.
Stand down. This
Or
is
like-
what's out of right.
I think she wanted us to crouch or something, and... Like, I was, like, as I was going down to crouch, I was a bit late, but I saw, like, and it was, like, in the night, and it was at, like, Budweiser, where, like, you're outside, it's not in a stadium, there's no, like, lights other than, like, in, you know, the general admission area, so we're, like, sitting in the dark, but everything was illuminated, and I was just like, shit, I don't want to crouch, because I just want to, like, take in this moment a little bit
I
longer.
had a fucking euphoric,
It was...
like, moment.
I mean, from what I can remember,
Yeah,
like,
I
the
mean,
visuals
we
of
were,
that
like,
concert
pretty high, but that was so fucking dope.
pretty
man.
high. That high lasted like 7 hours. I had the like.
My sister could tell that you were high. My sister was like, "Is Sam okay?"
No, I was no longer high after we got out.
She said that she could tell that you were like,
The
when
weirdest
we were walking
part-
towards our car.
No.
My sister said you
I
were
was.
acting
I
like
felt perfectly fine as soon as I went to pee in the gas station.
Okay.
But like,
Okay.
it was from 3 p.m. all the way until like 11 p.m. where I was still
8 hours.
8
That's a
hours.
long
I
The
was
thing is, it's
completely
it
out
hit
of
me
it.
so late, and it wasn't until I was in the line waiting for poutine, and I was just like, fuck. I'm so hungry. And I just demolished that in like 30 seconds flat.
I'm just so glad that you didn't end up dying and I didn't have to use. So like throughout the concert, because as soon as I started getting high, she was like, "I'm gonna get poutine," and she was like perfectly fine at the moment, but I didn't know that, and I was concerned that like she would go missing. So I started taking down notes on my phone.
Like Nurein left.
Yeah, and like at 3:55, Nurein stood up to go get poutine. She was wearing a white shirt with jean pants. Her hair was in like 2 buns, and she has this glasses. And then she texts me, and I'm like, 4:15. Nurein texts me, she's in line to get poutine. And I'm like just taking down notes and notes, trying to make sure she's okay. Because like she went alone, so I was worried something would happen to her. So I was just like,
I was worried she wouldn't come back.
yeah.
See, the thing was, is like, at this point, like, I was still fine, so I was like, why are they, like, being so weird? Like, I can go get some food on my own. Until, like, I was in line, I was like, oh.
I told you guys, oh, I don't feel anything. It's weird. Like, these must have been duds or something. And then that's when it hit me. Like, I literally felt the swoosh happen when I said that.
As soon as, like, it was, like, as soon as Billie Eilish started playing.
For you?
Yeah.
It hit you harder?
Like, it was so late. So late. So even when I went home, my sister was like, how was the concert? I was like, fine. I just, like, passed out until the next morning.
Me and Sam, we fell asleep like this, too.
I mean, it was a long day,
No,
too.
we did.
Yeah.
Like, we had, like, a long day. We
But not after a bit of fun.
had lunch and stuff like
As in
that.
rock, paper,
Watching this
scissors.
podcast,
We
please.
only played rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. You might
That's a
have-
PG game.
I love that game.
unless you're just playing the scissors.
It's not a G game. It's a
Baller!
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they-
because
I know.
rocks, this is violent.
Yeah.
Scissors, also
Scissors,
violent.
Yeah.
Paper, this is a slap.
Yeah.
Everything about rock, paper, scissors is pretty PG.
Honestly,
No, paper
At least,
cut.
maybe
Paper
PG
cut?
13.
A paper, like, paper is part of the worst torture plan I have. Like,
Okay.
A whole
paper
bunch
cutting
of paper
someone
cuts.
all throughout the body and then dunking them in lemon.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yes.
god.
Cool. Yeah.
I think it's more fun.
Like, I feel like that's worse than waterboarding.
No. So
It's gotta be.
you have to have them on a treadmill that's covered in salt,
Ooh.
and behind.
Just drag something.
Yeah, so as they're running on this thing with salt, and they're covered in paper cuts, if they stop running, there's the pool of lemon juice behind them, so they fall into the lemon juice.
Or they're tied to the treadmill so that if they fall, they just get salt rubbed up against their
Okay,
body.
Okay, I think
all
we're
over.
done. I think we're done. This is
All right. That's enough.
I
Happy
feel
Tree
it.
Friends level violence.
Man, I think like that's when I realized I was like a little bit like messed in the head when I would like watch Happy Tree
I
Friends, like
laugh.
loved that
And
I
just,
would
show.
laugh at that show every single time.
and just enjoy it as like I would be watching SpongeBob. Like I'd just throw it on
No.
and just like watch it with some popcorn as if like nothing was going on, and my mom would be like,
I would watch it with like rooting for certain characters and
Yeah,
placing
to
like
die.
my money on which characters would survive. So
me
be
and
like,
my sister
oh,
would be like, nope, definitely gonna die. That one's gonna
the
die.
blind guy always survives.
blind guy, no, he's done.
But he
The
mostly survives.
The moose always got like fucked
The
up,
moose
man.
dies in the
well, he
worst
not
way
only
possible.
always gets fucked up, but he fucks up everyone else in the process. There's only like 2 characters that have never died. And it's Splendid, which was the flying squirrel, and I believe it's the guy with the like PTSD.
Man, I know what I'm doing tonight before I fall asleep. Some
We
nice.
should
Happy
watch
Tree
some
Friends.
Happy Tree Friends together, just on our own.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's barely like ever like any context. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, remember the baby? I was felt. I did
Cub
feel.
always died.
I always.
Oh.
Every single time
I
He
Cub
was
would
character
die.
too.
It's because his dad was such a shitty dad, so every single time Cub did anything, he would
Yeah,
die.
I was like that was like the one character that I would like be like ooh when they died, but the other ones I'm like sick. This is nice content. Like,
What about Flaky? Even when Flaky
one's
died,
Flaky?
he was the hedgehog with the porcupine.
oh no, I
With
didn't
the
like
anxiety,
Frankie.
he was so cute. Oh, my heart broke every time he died. He deserved better. He was so nice, and all he had wanted to do was like stay inside because he had severe anxiety because like he didn't want to kill anyone with his flakes, right? Because he had the spine.
Do you guys remember Scaredy the Squirrel? The like like the picture
Mhm.
book character,
Mm-hmm.
and they made like a TV show
Oh,
out of
I
it.
love him.
I don't know
They made a
this.
TV show.
Yeah,
know
they
about
made a
the
TV
TV
show out of Scaredy the Squirrel and his like bird friend and stuff. And
Was it
yeah.
bad?
Oh, of course, come on.
I mean, the books were really good.
Yeah, whenever you take like, I see like books being turned into movies, yeah, but books being turned into shows. Yeah, there's a TV show.
I have
Scaredy
never
the
seen
Squirrel.
that before.
He was in Korea when this was probably
Oh,
popular.
Yeah.
I used to read the books. They were good.
They were really cute.
Anywho,
Anyway,
I think-
sorry. We're about
we're done.
time.
Oh, was it an hour?
Yeah.
So
we should say goodbye and then maybe see you in the next episode.
Well, we have to exit with the, you know.
thank you for listening, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
All right.
That was honestly just us rambling for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, great job, guys.
Pretty good.
I
Honestly,
applaud
that's-
you all.
That's the description. That's what people are here for.
Yeah. All right.
Hiya.
There was
Let's,
a variance of
see
things
y'all.
in there.
Next episode.
But if you did listen, thank you. We really appreciate it, even if you are just our friends.
If you
or
somehow
ourselves.
stuck around the entire time without turning it off, thank you.
Oh, we
boss.
should do one of those things where it's like if you watch this video to the end, write down bloop in the comment section. That's BLOOP. Bloop.
And you're gonna see bloop from me, and that's about it.
I mean, not just the video. There's gonna be an audio format too.
Yeah.
So everyone who listened to the podcast can
Comment bloop.
can tweet us
Bloop.
and say bloop
Yeah, at
Yeah,
the
tweet at
fourth
us.
rate.
at the fourth rate. Tweet us. We'll retweet you because we are that popular. And
We literally have 2 followers at this
okay,
moment.
you know what?
And there's 4 members in the group. Just saying. Just
He doesn't have Twitter.
Alright, cool. I don't have Twitter. See you
We
next
have
time.
more
make
than.
a Twitter.
All
Can
right.
we end this?
Okay, it's over.
Hiya!
Fine. Bye.
Oh, yeah, I think it's.
With the taste of
Oh,
your
all right.
lips, I'm on a ride. Meow. Your
How long is this
toxic and zipping under. With the taste
1 hour 10 minutes.
of your poison paradise.
Go ahead, 10 seconds.
I'm addicted to
Try another one.
you.
Because mine
And
wasn't
you
right one.
know
You only have one video.
that you're
Three
tired.
and none of them are right.
Yours didn't record properly. Well, I guess we're starting one angle.